equation to get us out of this opioid epidemic. And we had many lecturers who were discussing these, but we had prevention. So if you don't have to give opioids, then that person will not become opioid addicted. If somebody is on opioids, to help them get off with medical assisted treatment. So that's the treatment phase. And then we talked about the harm reduction, which is given the prescription or dispensing naloxone, or the other name for it is Narcan, and several aspects to each one of those three different solutions.
I mean, there was an experiment by a Canadian scientist, and he had 2 rats in a small cage, and he put 1 cup of water and 1 cup of water laced with heroin, and he noticed that the rat will go and drink the laced water with heroin and die. Then he decided to do the experiment where he had a lot of rats, big group with a lot of toys for the rats, and he put the same water and water laced with heroin. None of the rats drank from the water that was laced with heroin because they had a life. They made friends. They were playing.
Wow.
So
Interacting.
Exactly. You know, being isolated, being depressed will push you towards doing
Healthy
conventional.
things, yes.
And you know, the example he gave about Portugal, in the 1930s, 1% of the Portuguese were on drugs. 1% of the population. Then they said, you know what? I don't think, you know, through law enforcement we're gonna cover this, we're gonna fix it. So they said, let's
It's a
legalize.
social issue.
So they started legalizing stuff. They started with a lot of these programs that now the mortality in Portugal is one of the lowest in the whole world.
Wow, so again, addressing the mental illness first,
Absolutely. You know, it's
which is part of the depression and the segregation from social events, family.
And you know, like one thing I said is, there is no point of bringing Mr. X and rehabbing him and putting back in the same environment with the same friends that he had that started the whole thing. So it's very expensive to treat these people, but it's so cheap to try to prevent it and make it not. Don't even walk through that route, because the consequences to you, to your family, to your society are dire.
Yes, and this was so valuable. Do you plan to do this again, Doctor?
Yeah.
Oh, when? When? Because this
Yeah,
has got to be followed.
we're gonna do one Clifton, maybe one on Passaic.
I think you need to take it on the road. I really
We're
do.
trying
To take this into high schools where a lot of kids are, you know, we think are vulnerable, and they should hear this.
Yes,
and
yes.
we open their eyes and their parents' eyes to this, and
And
they
we-
can know, because a lot of people are in denial,
Yes.
while actually deep down they know if some of their family members.
They
you
may
know,
feel
I
it a
met
little
I met
bit.
a friend of mine today, and he told me he has 4 boys and a daughter, and they're all drug users.
Yeah.
Is there a history in the family? Can some of this be genetic,
Yeah,
though?
definitely.
You know, genetic, I think
So
the,
Or hereditary?
1/4 of the addicted,
I mean,
people, they will have a
It-
family
it's-
history.
the
You know what? It's
behavior.
like genetics loads the gun, and the behavior of the environment pulls
So
the
it's
trigger.
environmental.
And you know what?
Wow.
We have to be fair. A lot of these people are victims. Nobody takes the drug to kill himself. These people are victims. You know, I had a guy who gave a talk, and he said, my son, I opened the door, and he was like 19-year-old, he was dead. My son was loved, we loved him. My son was in college, my son was smart. So sometimes it's the peer pressure. Sometimes it's
Yes,
the bad
it's the peer
company
pressure,
you
I
keep.
do believe.
So even if you say, oh, my kids are like this, I'm not worried. Guess what? You gotta worry about
Who they hang
you know,
out
the
with.
company you keep. And if you go, unfortunately, if you go to colleges, it's like everybody will have to go on the Adderall for the test, for the exam. It's crazy. I don't think we even touch on 10% of the issue. It's probably a lot worse than we think.
Yeah.
But we're gonna continue doing this, we're gonna educate our community. And
Excellent.
we are thinking even to bring one of the kids who's recovered to go and talk to the high school students about his experience. And
Well, there's a lot more money that's being circulated to address this issue, don't you find? In grants, also in grants and different communities that are putting together private.
This one we put it, I mean, we paid it for it from the,
You know-
our association.
The health commissioner was talking about making available like
$100 million.
$100 million for, to support, the war on opioids and making available like clean syringes for use.
Yes.
Me and my husband were in Germany in 1993 and there were vending machines that we saw. They were available, vending clean syringes. In 93, you're talking about, 26 years ago. That was readily available in Europe for people to use. I don't know why certain things take forever to become available.
Well, we do have a place in Patterson that distributes clean needles.
Yeah, but this
And
is.
I mean,
the
there was-
community came out against it. They
There
did
was a
not want it.
proposal which is even
They
approved
thought
by
that
the
we-
board that the state want to have overdose prevention centers where the one who's using heroin go and they will give him
Clean needles.
clean needles and they observe him and Narcan will be ready so he will be under control.
But the community kind of felt that you're encouraging drug users now that they can
But
get
this
the
is the
needles
point,
free.
I mean, are we
You know, the
encouraging
needles are
them
free.
or?
I mean, should we be concerned about hepatitis and other diseases?
Yeah,
Because
this
they are
hepatitis,
floating
HIV.
in our libraries, they're in our restaurants, they're in our schools using these drugs. And as you said, some of them are not in the best
Yeah, I mean,
status of health.
I would worry about TB. Hepatitis B and C, you gotta share needles.
Is more
right?
common.
TB, if somebody coughs in your face and if he has open TB, she knows more.
HIV
It's
too,
an aerosol.
And
Yeah.
HIV.
Yeah, with the
So we
era
see those
of-
numbers escalating also.
With the era of HIV and TB is coming back, where we have multi-drug resistant TB now. We have like a whole new thing that is, we didn't see in the past it's just coming back and it's multi-drug resistant. So we have to pay attention to what we're doing and study it and study other models like where other countries have done a good job with.
My message, talk to your kids.
Look in that camera and tell
Talk
them.
to your kids. Open those lines of communications. Don't be afraid to talk to your kids. Start talking about the drugs and see how they feel. And a lot of my friends, when they talk to their kids, he goes, "Oh, I have a friend who said, why didn't you try this?" And I said, "No." So I think when you talk to your kids, it's like you are immunizing your kids against this. So when the next time somebody comes to your son or daughter and he said, "You want to try this?" He said, "No." Because now he has something in the back of his head. How dangerous. It starts like a game, but it ends in a disaster.
Exactly.
Well, maybe we should also start safeguarding our homes too with the medications that are available at the house, the alcohol that's sitting in front of the children.
We have to work on all fronts. We can't just,
We gotta be united on this one.
Yeah.
We do.
And you can't put the blame on one party. It's not the patient's fault, it's not the doctor's fault, it's not the pharmacy, it's not the streets. It's everyone has to work hand in hand. Law enforcement, doctors, people, parents, family, everyone has to be,
Everybody
has
has
to
a
open
role
that.
and
Exactly.
he needs to, and I stress on teachers at school. I believe there should be a once a month lecture on drugs and their bad effects
Very
to the
good.
kids.
We must talk to that superintendent in all our
Absolutely.
towns in Passaic
Yeah.
County and really push this
Yeah,
through.
if you know,
They're supposed
An
to come
emergency
on,
room.
but
That's right.
they're supposed to come on.
Right. Well, I just want to thank you for giving us some
Thank you.
time, the City Post. We really appreciate it. We love your information and we'll do our best to distribute it.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
very much.
Thank you.
so much.
City
See you
Post
next
signing
time.
off.
Thank
City
you.
Post is the pathway to your information. City Post got the real news, never keep you waiting. We got the education from city to state, and we connect you to every level administration. All the news that's important to you, with the passion and the mission to give you the scoop. That's county, district, city, state, always on time, never late. In English and Spanish, we here for the community. You get the info, we bring the unity. It's all love, it's all real, no need to boast. It's all true, it's all us, it's City Post. City Post is the pathway to your information. City Post got the real news, never keep you waiting. We got the education from city to state, and we connect you to every level administration. All the news that's important to you, with the passion and the mission to give you the scoop. That's county, district, city, state, always on time, never late. In English and Spanish, we here for the community. You get the info, we bring the unity. It's all love, it's all real, no need to boast. It's all true, it's all us, it's City Post.